think we already covered that, so we'll just skip over to 4. Can't get along with each other's families.
Oh, Lord.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one.
That's
I had to elope because I didn't get along with the mother-in-law, and it can get ugly.
Yeah.
And if, you know, essentially you're dating the family with the person. So
we touched upon this back in the Deal Breakers episode that I was on, how it's one of my big deal breakers that you have to get along with my family.
With your family, yep.
Because my family, if I bring someone around, my family accepts them as family no matter what, and they will ask about them 10 years later.
Yeah.
Like, my grandmother went to visit my ex at his job just because she knew that he would be able to help her, and I was like, oh, he's my ex. Like, don't go see him. I know you still think he's family, but he's not, so leave him alone. But it's so hard to bring people around my family and then have to deal with them constantly asking me, oh, how are they? Like, I don't know. They're no longer with me. So I'm super picky about who I choose to bring around my family. And if my family doesn't like you, that says a lot because they like most people. They're very accepting. And I remember my ex's mom did not like me very much because she thought I was trying to be like the mother figure and like take her spot. Yeah. And I just knew like it would just never work out between her and I. And as much as we tried, it was a rough time.
Oh man.
What about you, Lo?
Well, I mean, with my husband's family, I mean, we were okay. You know, I've known them for a very long time, and we were okay for a very long time. And then, you know, one day they didn't like me, and I don't care. All right. Get to know my family. We're real tight knit. So, you know, if I bring you around my family, they're gonna be, you know, supportive and in whatever way.
Yeah.
And if they're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I think they're crap for you, they'll let me know on the side, one way or another.
Right.
You know. But they know that it's my decision.
Right.
And they'll stand by me no matter what. Mm-hmm. They'll help me pick up the pieces afterwards.
Yeah.
But, you know, they'll be there.
What about you, Thais?
Yeah, same for me. My ex-mother and I, we don't like each other, but that's what it is. And with my family, they don't like him. Well, it's like a half. So they'll have like feud if he's invited to the cookout or if he's not invited, and they'll take votes and all that. And at the end, I'll just have to make a decision if we're going to go or not. And they still cool with my baby father. So sometimes he's there and my son got to tell him, Dad, I think we got to split the party.
Oh, shit.
Because I'm going to come with somebody. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it should only matter to the two people that are together.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's just exciting. Like, oh my gosh, what? Who? What? Who's coming? Hold on. Who do I check off? What are we doing?
And that brings us to number 3. The trust is gone. So
I feel like I start off a relationship with like, people always say like, you give me no reason not to trust you. But I always feel like I start off a relationship like apprehensive because like, you don't fully know that person yet. And yes, you can like kind of trust them, but still keep your guard up.
Yeah.
And then once they break that trust, I feel like it's so hard to get it back to where it was. Like it's almost, I don't know if it'll ever be the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's up to your partner if they break your trust.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever get back to the same thing. You can forgive, but you can't forget.
Right.
So, yeah.
And they can say like, oh, I love you. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. Well, why did you do it in the first time if you loved me, you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, the reason isn't really going to matter. It's not going to change what happened. But as far as I'm concerned, you can't take past hurt and bring it on to new relationships. So it's not easy for people, but I'm lucky enough where I'm able to separate every single relationship. I've been hurt time and time and time again, more than I can count, but I always start a brand new relationship scot-free, brand new. So I don't think about what other people did to me. I don't bring it into the new relationship. But once you've hurt me, then it's, yeah, I'm not going to trust you again the way I ever did before. So I give that person that clean slate. If they can't keep it clean, then that's their problem. So
I feel like right now I have such a hard time trusting people from my past relationships, and I know that that's very unfair to whoever I might be in a relationship with next, but it's more for protection of myself. So I feel like everyone, like on dating apps, you know, you start talking to this guy, he's like, trust me, like, I'm not going to stop talking to you. I'm not going to stop talking to you. And it's so hard because they don't see you in person. And I look a lot smaller in photos. I'm like a catfish for sure. And I try and like tell the guy, like, hey, listen, like, I'm definitely a catfish. I'm not as small as I look in these pictures. It's not that I try. I don't edit them. But like, for some reason, that's just how it comes out. It is what it is. And they're like, I would never stop talking to you. Trust me. But
that's bullshit.
And then they stop talking to me. So like,
that's running game. Yeah. If you haven't actually met the person face to face and have like a true relationship with that person, they can't say here nor there how their feelings are going to be later down the line.
Right.
But again, it's a completely different person. So you got to just take that into account. Like, just because this person did that doesn't mean that person's going to do that too.
Trust no men.
Girl, I don't even trust myself. I be telling tomorrow I'm going to exercise. Yeah, right.
Oh, God, don't get me on that shit. That's why we will never do episodes on exercising. Even though I did say I would post some videos of my weight loss journey, but I'm not losing any weight, so there's no videos. But yeah, we'll save that for another time because I have no willpower. And number 2, communication ends. This is a rough one because you can have bad communication to begin with.
Yes.
So, but if you have really good communication and then it ends, then it's a problem. Obviously, something shifted, something changed.
Well, I need to have communication. I'm a Gemini. I need to communicate. I need to know what's going on. I'm a need to know type of person. I sure am.
She giving off the Gemini vibe.
I need to know. I'm a need to know type of person. I need to know. So if you're not telling me, there's a problem. I will keep asking you until you figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, then there's a problem.
Yeah, it's the same with me. Like I don't do hints. I need like direct communication. So if someone is hinting something at me, I will play dumb until the cows come home. Like, you are going to tell me what you want to say, or I'm just going to act like I don't know what you're hinting at. Yeah. Like, communication is definitely key.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Thais?
I'm going to communicate with you regardless. I'm going to let you know what I'm about
to
say.
Get the fuck out my house, nigga.
I'm out.
I mean, as far as hints, I'm like, no, I'm like, what do you mean? No, I don't. Talk to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Piece it together for me. Because I need to know what. No, hints. What? No. No.
So number 1, I put you rather spend time with yourself than your partner. I feel like that's a huge one because even though yes, communication is probably top notch, definitely up there, but at the same time, you can have great communication with somebody and just not respect their what's the word that I'm looking for? Just their partnership. Like, for me, loneliness, I feel like, is an overall thing that can end relationships. You can be so super comfortable with somebody to the point where you stay with them just out of sheer loneliness. Like, you don't want to be alone. You're used to having that companionship. That can be so toxic, you know. And I'm
codependency.
I was gonna say,
I mean, I'm guilty as charged on all accounts.
And that's a double sword too, because once you get comfortable being by yourself, then it's just.
I've never been comfortable by myself. I've never been by myself. I've always been in a relationship since kindergarten, so I've never really had that time by myself. And even when I am technically like single, they're single and then they're single. I've always had 1,000 children, so I'm never by myself, you know? And it's hard because you get that codependency. I'm not even codependent. It's not that like I feel like I need to be with a specific person. It's just companionship in general. Somebody to watch those reality TV shows with. Somebody to, go to the newest restaurant that just came out. Like, who would I enjoy doing these things with?
Me, boo. I go with you.
That's so nice, but the type of men that I go for, they don't do none of that. So
really,
nah.
Like that's one of my favorite things is gonna go check out a new restaurant. Like
Right.
that's my favorite thing to do.
I feel like one of like my top love languages is quality time. And I've noticed this, it's not just in relationships, it's with friends too.
Okay.
The more time I spend with you, the more I'm going to like you. Like the more in a relationship I'm going to get attached. And I feel like if you don't spend as much quality time with me, I start to feel that distance and I start to distance myself. And that's when I would just rather spend time alone, because if you're not going to prioritize me and spend time with me, why am I going to make an effort?
Right. Yeah.
So
No, I get that.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm realistic. I know that, my friends, they have lives and they have things to do. And I will be their, number one cheerleader in whatever. I don't have to see them every day or speak to them every day. Yeah, I don't, I love them all. I will be there if they need me. They know I would be there. It's just, people have lives. As far as my relationship, no, you better be there. Because if you're not going to be, then you don't need to be there. Then there's no relationship. And as far as communication, well, you can have communication all you want, but if they're not comprehending what you're saying, it's like talking to a wall. So again, it's just no point to any of that.
Or then you could run into somebody like who,
Right.
Fife, that wants to be with you all the time. And you're like,
Right.
Jesus Christ, can
Stage
I
5
breathe?
clingers.
Yes.
I'd be
yes.
like, can
We
you
don't want
drop
that
me off
either.
in my car, please?
Yeah.
No, stay with me. Like, oh,
I
Lord.
need some me time.
Yeah, we need just like normal amount of time, whatever that is.
yeah, sometimes spending time by yourself is good.
It's
But
definitely
Great.
good.
That's
yeah,
great.
for sure. You need that time.
I've never
alone
had a
sometimes.
stage 5 clinger, luckily.
Oh God,
Oh,
girl, that
Knock-
shit.
let
is
me
the
just knock on
worst.
wood.
Yeah,
real
seriously,
quick.
it's bad.
Yeah. And on that note, we are going to wrap things up, but I want to thank everybody to take their time out and come over today. I really appreciate everything. And I want to shout out our listeners. We have people from Russia listening in, India, Washington State, New York, Boston. Thank you guys so much for your continued support and listening. And this episode is sponsored by Optics and Fashion by KV. So check out that website. And thank you, ladies, again for your candid honesty. Appreciate y'all.
It's
Thank you
always
for
a
having
pleasure.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I had a blast.
Definitely.
And we out.
I'll be back.
Peace.